Put on that deerstalker and start sniffing for clues.
Illustrious names indeed.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fictional detectives in film.
Hello, Mumbles.
What was about you?
Where's Lips Man?
I don't know.
For this list, we've chosen those movie detectives that work as sleuths, private or otherwise.
What about these bruises up here?
No, I haven't figured that out yet.
Number 10, Detective Lieutenant William Somerset, 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a homicide.
From the outset of this David Fincher flick, viewers get the feeling this hard-boiled detective has seen it all in his line of work, especially in comparison to his new partner.
Detective Somerset? I'm Detective Mills.
But Somerset learns that even days away from retirement, an old dog can learn new tricks and witness fresh levels of hell.
Cut off her nose.
Despite her face.
They did it very recently.
While keeping a detached, philosophical outlook, this gritty cop contends with his rookie partner's brash temperament.
Hey man, I'm sorry. They pissed me off.
To get a stark glimpse inside the mind of a psychopath.
Put the gun down.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Number 9, Ace Ventura, the Ace Ventura franchise. Not your typical flat-footed sleuth, Ace is a finder of lost pets, which lands him in many zany situations.
I never bring my work home with me, sir.
Oh, yeah? What's all this pet food for?
Fiber.
His unique sense of style, bird-like coif, and wrecked ride mean the local cops don't pay him much attention.
It's a real honor.
But just because he's not the most serious detective doesn't mean he won't do anything to solve a case and bring a lovable animal like Snowflake the dolphin home. Plus, his excellent skills of deduction help him solve even the toughest mysteries.
A hiker missing since Friday. Lois, I know her. Holy shitballs.
Number 8, Inspector Jacques Clouseau, the Pink Panther franchise.
You know, Mr. Tucker? Oh, it's my bureau, man. My hand. I'm sorry.
For the most part, Jacques Clouseau of the French Sûreté is a bumbling fiasco of a detective. He's often accused of being flat-out unintelligent, and he's constantly causing physical harm to himself and others.
I've really got him this time.
But somehow, he always manages to solve the crime, whether intentionally or otherwise. Classy and sophisticated, with a huge ego, over-exaggerated accent, and enviable mustache, Clouseau may be klutzy, but he gets the job done.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying yourselves, because you're going to be here for the next 20 years.
Sergeant Ed Exley, son of the legendary Preston Exley. Must be a hard act to follow.
Number 7, Detective Lieutenant Edmund Exley, L.A. Confidential. In the neo-noir world of L.A. Confidential, it takes a man of morals and determination to fight crime.
This department, your new LAPD, will not tolerate officers who think they're above the law.
And Ed Exley is just the cop for the job, with his strict dedication to the rules and his sharp mind.
Don't move. Hey, some Jack. Shut up, Brody. Anxious, aren't you, Carlisle?
Don't kill him.
The unsolved murder of his father drives Exley's never-ending war on crime and pushes him quickly up the ladder of law enforcement, though it doesn't make him many friends.
A hooker cut to look like Lana Turner is still a hooker.
Hey!
She just looks like Lana Turner.
She is Lana Turner.
Cold and calculating, Detective Exley is a perfect example of a film noir flatfoot.
Listen, pal, I make an honest living. People only come to me when they're in a desperate situation. I help them out. I don't kick families out of their houses like you bums down at the bank do.
Number 6, J.J. Jake Gittes, Chinatown.
You're right. When you're right, you're right. You're right.
Another neo-noir detective. Jake Gittes is a cynical private eye hired and subsequently double-crossed by a series of shady characters.
I said I want the truth!
As he strives to solve the mystery of whodunit, we learn that Gittes is not one to be frightened off a case by something as inconsequential as a threat of harm.
You know what happens to nosy fellows? They lose their noses.
But unlike many of the other detectives on our list, Jake is not infallible and is as wrong at least as often as he's right. Number 5. Dick Tracy.
This is a private party, mister. Invitation only.
Here's my invitation. Search warrant.
Ripped from the pages of the 1930s comic strip, this guy is probably one of the first images that pops to mind when you hear the word detective, despite his garish outfit. But the bright yellow trench and hat, paired with his hard-hitting attitude, are the perfect accessories for him to take down a crime lord like Alphonse Big Boy Caprice.
What I mean is the future is me.
Smart, unrelenting, and principled, Tracy always puts his work before his personal life.
You're 1 in a million.
Always.
This is amazing, Tracy. What are you waiting? Is this the great Monsieur Poirot?
Enchanté, Madame Folliot.
Number 4. Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie's Poirot franchise.
Je crois que vous avez raison. There is something that is incongru.
Yes, and a murder hunt would be awfully convenient if you wanted to conceal a murder.
Easily one of the most recognizable names in detective fiction, this Agatha Christie creation could match wits with Sherlock Holmes.
Let us suppose you were out on deck at the time of the shooting and saw what took place, and thus knew where the gun was lying.
Through his many film and television incarnations, Poirot is typically concerned with comfort or good food.
Monsieur Poirot.
But he'll commit his little gray cells to crime solving when called upon.
I repeat, a repulsive murderer has himself been repulsively and perhaps deservedly murdered.
Almost always immediately aware of the true criminal, the fun of Poirot mysteries is his meticulous collection of evidence to prove his theories, whether on the Nile or on the Orient Express.
Ah! Godmother! Now you have accidentally said something valuable.
Yeah, just give us a wallet.
Number 3. Harry Callahan, the Dirty Harry franchise.
Well, a naked man is chasing a woman through an alley with a butcher knife and a heart on. I figure he isn't out collecting for the Red Cross.
Though most of the detectives on our list use their intellectual tools and deductive reasoning to solve crimes, this San Francisco copper has another approach: brute force. Dirty Harry's no stranger to solving problems with a Smith & Wesson Model 2944 Magnum. But he's beset by the laws he strives to uphold. He's constantly reminded that he can't go in guns blazing, much less kill suspects. And this makes him angry.
Now you know why they call me Dirty Harry. Every dirty job that comes along.
Whose handwriting is this?
Number 2. Philip Marlowe, Raymond Chandler's Philip Marlowe franchise.
That's better.
In the same tradition of film noir detectives like Sam Spade, Marlowe chews up the screen with his fast-talking dialogue.
Who killed Geiger?
And classic good looks, whether he's played by Robert Mitchum,
You Joe Brody?
So what?
Dick Powell,
It was your mother then who was wearing it the night of the holdup.
or Humphrey Bogart.
You do sell books.
What do those look like? Grapefruit?
Well, from here they look like books.
In the world of dames and flatfoots, Marlowe has to watch his step when crooks and double-crossers are around every corner.
I don't buy it either. Yet. I was just trying it on for size.
And while he might like a stiff drink or to crack wise, he's still a thoughtful guy who's not easily duped.
It's not the sort of thing I'd expect you to understand because it doesn't have anything to do with money.
Before the clues lead us to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
It's very important, please. Give me a description of him, anything at all.
Cappy? Cappy, listen. Don't slip. Cappy!
Cappy, don't run, Cappy! Cappy, don't run!
Hey, shithead. When's the last time you picked your feet, huh?
What's he talking about?
I got a man in Poughkeepsie who wants to talk to you. You ever been in Poughkeepsie? Huh? Have you ever been in Poughkeepsie?
You were telling me the truth back in Baltimore, sir. Please continue now.
Well, I've read the case files, have you? Everything you need to find him is right there in those pages.
No, I want to go to the school where he is in his class, pull him out in front of his friends, catch him off guard.
It's 10 o'clock, Detective Dormer.
You bet.
At night.
Oh.
Well, 3 months ago, the night that Wynant caught you in Julia's apartment, Borelli, he discovered that Julia was cheating on him and splitting with some man.
Number 1. Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes franchise.
I'd like to help her, but I can't till I know why she's frightened.
There's no shortage of Sherlock Holmes portrayals on the big or small screens, with actors like Christopher Plummer and Robert Downey Jr. taking a stab at the iconic detective. With his unique personality, penchant for drugs,
What have you done to Gladstone now? I was simply testing a new anesthetic. He doesn't mind.
and unparalleled talent for deductions, the character offers actors plenty of eccentric characteristics to embellish.
Beneath your mask of logic, I sense a fragility.
Justifiably arrogant due to his brilliance, Holmes, accompanied by his loyal friend and colleague Watson, is by far the most iconic detective to grace the silver screen.
I think that's quite enough. You're a doctor after all.
Do you agree with our list?
Now, don't get excited.
Who's your favorite movie detective? For more epic top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Aren't you gonna frisk me?